Tales from the Space Pod is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. If you are easily offended, I suggest you turn this wacky shit right off. Otherwise, welcome to the pod.
Greetings from the Space Pod, y'all. We do have something special in store for the show tonight. Horror icon, actor and stuntman Kane Hodder will be in the Space Pod. How about that? Kane fucking Hodder.
Arguably the biggest celebrity we've ever had, right? I mean, come on, that's the one. This is the first one that Woundy has booked that I've been like, holy shit.
Well, we have not had Jason on the show, right? I mean,
No.
This is like having Robert fucking England on the program. And that's a fucking horror icon. Go ahead, Lon.
No, we should call Bob. Have him on every episode.
Bob?
Bob.
From last week.
Yeah, we did kind of fall in love with Bob. You guys will hear that. We had Bob on the show last week, and then Bob brought a friend, Jason, who co-wrote a book with him, Forbidden Knowledge, I believe, and it's about a multi-dimensional time traveler named Jason. And he brought Jason on the program, and the program. What am I, fucking 100 years old? We've got a nice fine program for you here tonight. Yes, sir? Nobody calls a podcast a program. Anywho, he was on the show, and it was just Lyle and I that could make it, because we had to do it on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it was an interesting fucking show. But yeah, Bob was great because he kept pulling shit out of Jason. Jason didn't want to talk about certain things, and Bob was like, tell him about that, Jason. Tell him about that.
Don't hold back.
Hey, you guys, real quick before we get too far in, I have to tell you that I have a house guest staying with me tonight, and so I'm going to have to be kind of in and out as he gets here to kind of make him feel welcome and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's going to seem really weird when you go away. I'll just say that, because to have long pauses from John Mark is kind of going to fuck with my head, I think.
I know, right?
So try to limit them.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for the heads up, though. But yeah, so anyway, we recorded it last week, but we're going to put up Kane's show. Obviously, you're hearing it this week because he's promoting his appearance at Crypticon in Seattle at the end of the week, this weekend. So we will put up the Jason and Bob episode next week. We'll just we'll have a week off to ourselves, but it is a great show, or program, as the kids say. Mm-hmm. But anywho, looking forward to getting Kane on the program in about 30 minutes. But first, a little wacky news roundup. A hobby historian from Eastern Germany says he's found Hitler's nuclear bombs in an underground bunker. You see that story?
No.
No, Mr.
Now, of course, many have their doubts about this claim, since the Nazis were not known to have had any nukes, and it certainly seems that they would have used it if they did, at least before Hitler capped his own dome, right?
Sure.
But using a ground-penetrating radar, 70-year-old Peter Lohr says he discovered huge caverns, and he said that furthermore, using a 3D imaging technology, he found 5 large metal objects in the cave, at least 2 of which he believes are atomic bombs. The shape of the metal objects correspond with the shape of a nuclear weapon, but and he is a trained, mechanical engineer. You might think that he would know what he's looking at, but
So he thinks because he has experience being a mechanical engineer, he knows when a nuclear bomb is a blob on the radar is a WMD.
Yeah, I don't know how clear these blobs are. I mean, maybe it does look like 5 giant pencils down there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that clear, or it's like a fish finder where it sort of fills in.
Shows up with a icon.
Well, fish finders are funny because they will show you a fish, like a perfectly cartoon, like a Jesus fish, basically.
Yeah.
So it renders what it sees down there as a little fish. So maybe these things do the same thing. It could be like 6 logs. It just made them look a little more missile-like. But authorities, of course, are scoffing at the claim. But remember, this is all on the heels of the Nazi train debacle, too. So the idea of a hoax or just being bullshit is probably on the front of everyone's brains. Little wonder why it's not being taken too seriously.
We've been burned before.
I know. Well, we shall see if anything develops there. But the notion of a Nazi nuke is nothing new, and there seems to be plenty of evidence that they were trying. I mean, of course they were trying. These motherfuckers, they were sewing wings on the backs of humans and just pushing them off cliffs to see if they could fucking fly. They were trying to teach. We did a whole episode about them trying to teach dogs how to speak.
Yeah. Regrail.
Das gut. Those fuckers tried everything. So, of course, they were trying to get nukes. But, yeah, Hitler would not have been patient, certainly leading up to the final days of World War II. Before the Battle of the Bulge, there would have been a nuclear bomb dropped. But I'm still bummed about the Nazi train story, that was bogus, you know?
I was hoping it was the Amber Room, and maybe deep in these caverns Amber Room just hiding out and chilling.
Could be. Well, after 2 decades of legal issues, Kennewick man is coming home, boys. Coming home to us. This is a pretty famous story right out of our neck of the woods. Kennewick is just a few hours south of us. So about 20 years ago, a couple of kids were playing around the mighty Columbia River down there when they discovered a fairly well intact skeleton, like a complete skeleton, that later proved to be 9,000 years old. And this immediately made international news for several reasons. But isn't that bizarre that something would be sitting there for almost 10,000 years, just like sitting there? I mean, of course, I'm sure it was in the ground to some degree at one point, but just basically they didn't dig for it, not too deeply anyway, but for 10,000 years just waiting to be found. But the local Native Americans didn't want these bones taken. They wanted them to be buried, and this actually started a whole legal thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a protection act for moving ancient bones, you know. Sure. I mean, that's part of their belief system. They don't want them shits fucked with.
Yeah, it's part of their heritage. Well, wasn't that a dam site or something like that?
Oh, it was a find by any damn site. I don't know. No, I think you might be... I don't know.
I think it's something else. We had it damaged to one of the dams recently, and I think they found skeleton or something like that. Then when they lowered the water, and then they found like a skeleton.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a different story. This was a couple decades ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The local Indians wanted the bones too, but, you know, of course, scientists wanted to get their paws on it and start dating it, and eventually science won out. Now, the first controversy was the original findings was that this skeleton looked to be of European descent. Which, of course, everyone was like, I mean, were the original Americans actually white? And then the Indians invaded? Of course, that would be controversial. But I remember hearing chatter like this. People were actually having these discussions, like, how the fuck is the oldest, or one of the oldest known fossils, I think it is the oldest known human fossil found in these continental United States, is a white man, but more recent testing pointed closer toward Native American heritage. But it does still seem to be a bit mysterious as to who this person is. But anywho, after all that, he's coming home, and I've been wondering if they're going to make some sort of grave marker for where they put the actual bones, or if the tribes will choose to sort of finally put an end to all the circus of the whole thing and bury him in a lesser known spot. But we shall see. I love that story. Kennewick man. I think that came out, that story made its rounds right about the time that Encino Man was out.
The American classic Encino Man.
American classic indeed. Let's see. Well, what you guys got before we get Kane on the horn?
I got a WTF video.
Let's watch.
Okay, I'm going to send it over to you guys right now. I'll do it over Facebook chat. This is a tornado video, or a storm video, I should say, that really kind of made my balls suck right into my body for a second.
Interesting reaction. Let's give it a play here.
Just gonna give it a play-by-play here.
Okay, dash cam footage of a car. Oh, shit's getting real. Holy shit. Oh, where the fuck did that lady come from?
Exactly. Where the fuck did that lady come from?
Okay, so for the people who cannot see, basically you're seeing dash cam footage. You can tell that it's stormy, and then all of a sudden the trees surrounding the place are just fucking gone. And then the funnel just goes right down the path of the road, right in front of this car. And then when it clears, you just see a bunch of shit and debris in the road, including a poor little woman sitting there all dazed and fucking confused. Huh.
Wow. Isn't that fucking incredible?
So
yeah.
I'm guessing she was...
I'm re-looking at it. She's like ducking cover. And
she's like, what the fuck just happened?
Top of her.
Yeah. But she's not there. She's not there when they're driving, you know. It literally deposits her.
It is one frame, and she's not there. Then there's like one frame of where you see the twister. The very next frame, she's on the ground. That's really weird.
Right? Haunting, minimum.
What's the story? Did she know where she was? How she got there?
I don't have any story from it, unfortunately. This happened a couple of years ago, but the dash cam footage just started making its rounds on the internet. So it's just one of those recently surfaced things that just kind of shows what it might look like to be in a situation like that. I don't live in fucking tornado country. I've never been in any kind of storm like that. So it's really hard to comprehend what that might be like, and I think that gives you a glimpse.
Yeah, it's sheer terror. I mean, that is a horror film.
Yeah, it really is. And that poor woman. I mean, thank God she's sitting upright.
Well, she could have had a fucking cow shoved through her fucking skull. I mean, at those speeds, anything can go through you and impale you. Piece of fence, there's palm trees everywhere. That's amazing. I just want to know where she fucking came from. How high up she was, like how. That would be the ultimate strange, right? Being sucked up
Little Dorothy
by a tornado and
Hatchet.
experiencing that moment where you realize what's happening, because it's not like you just get picked up in the air. You get picked up into a cyclone of debris and jagged glass and cars and metal. How fucking terrifying would that be?
She's like, I was at home watching Game of Thrones a moment ago. Where the fuck am I?
That's how it happens.
Hold the door.
That's how the shit. Hold the door.
You guys, are you current?
I
You guys
take
are
it we're all current. Huh?
Oh my God. Holy shit.
But you're not current, Lyle?
No, knock it off.
You just keep seeing.
Yeah, I said I'm already spoiled.
I haven't seen anything get spoiled for me. I think maybe I've hidden or unfollowed all the bastards that would spoil all that shit for me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's hard anymore.
Well, I think we are going to give that a solid. That's a solid 7.
I like it.
That's a spooky story, son.
Yeah, that's a creepy one, huh?
I got a follow-up on a story did, probably 2 or 3 episodes back. It was about NASA and the Kepler mission. It wasn't really spoiled or anything. It was one of those things that were coming out with an announcement, and we probably should have followed up then. But basically what NASA came out with was that it was a confirm of finding over 1,200 new planets. Which is pretty cool.
1,200 new planets. Think about that. How far out can this fucking thing see? Do we know?
I have no idea. It's been on a mission for a long time. They're just finally getting the data back, and that's what their big announcement was. That was on May 10th, by the way.
1,200. Out of 1,200, there's got to be something kooky on one of them planets, yeah?
Well, there's got
to be.
I'm sure, right?
Well, there's just got to be. I don't know what. I don't know if I even want to think about it, though.
What would actually interest you more? Would it seeing a bare, naked Earth with no humans on it, or finding like a different type of planet with other fucking alien life on it?
You're asking me...
Like a fire planet with fire dragons versus like an empty Earth.
Yeah.
That's troubling.
Right?
Well, I always... Who was it? We had some guest on, or maybe we just happened upon this during a rabbit hole-esque discussion, but we were talking about the idea of all the species on planet Earth being harvested from other planets. Like there is a giraffe planet, right? There's a bear planet. There's a people planet. There's a fish planet. And this is the great experiment. And if you think about it, it kind of makes more sense than...
Yeah.
A planet just creating all these multitudes of species.
So technically, we would be like Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
in space.
We are the Ark. We are the Ark. We are the great experiment. And I don't know. I always liked that and was always drawn toward that particular theory. Although maybe it's just because I like the idea of a giraffe planet. Sure. You fucking land your spaceship. You're out there exploring. You're like, I cannot wait to see. We have detected life forms down there. It seems carbon-based. Holy shit, we get down there. It's nothing but giraffes. Would that be like that? It'd be amazing, but it would kind of be disappointing, right?
I mean, like, do you think they'd have, like... I don't even know where I'm going with that.
I just think, what would you immediately think? I mean, wouldn't you have to start thinking, well, is there a planet out there of aardvarks? And
Aardvark planet.
Oh, man.
That would just get your imagination going.
Sloth.
The planet Sloth. I can indeed.
I got a little... Kevin Bacon confirmed to return for a 10-episode Tremor series that's going to hit TV.
Oh, I saw that.
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
say.
Me too.
The way TV is just kicking ass these days, I mean...
You need bacon? You need your bacon.
I need my bacon. I need my bacon and my worms. You know? I'm looking forward to that. Now, there is a hunt for a new James Bond, and I'm seeing a lot of Tom Hiddleston being thrown around. He's campaigning pretty hard to be that. I guess, what's his name is out. The guy that's been what's his name? Daniel Craig. He's all done.
Hiddleston,
Tom Hiddleston, yeah, he was
interesting.
Loki
I
from,
could see that, yeah.
I don't know if I like that so much, but you know who's also being thrown around, and this is fucking interesting? Gillian Anderson.
What? That'd be
as a
pretty.
female James Bond.
Jenny Bond?
Yeah, and in fact, she even put together like a little thing. Like she's trying to get that gig apparently. So like she wants it.
Well, why
I'd
not?
watch it. I'd watch it.
Fuck yeah, right?
Well,
I mean,
fuck
I
yeah.
like that twist.
Yeah, me too. Boy, Hiddleston, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a kookier looking dude. I mean, if you look back...
Wait. So you like the idea of Tom Hiddleston because he's kind of kooky looking?
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
He looks like he could have been a heroin addict at some point, right?
Well, he definitely looks more like a James Bond villain.
Yeah, he does, which is weird. I mean, I know he's British and he's got that thing going on for him, but I just don't see him as Bond. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Loki. He's got the Loki pokey stick.
Yeah, I couldn't see that. I was going to say the Slender Man is coming out to be a movie.
Oh, is it?
It was a video game that actually came out just on a browser. You didn't have to download anything, and it was kind of like a horror flick. You're out there in the middle of the woods. You had a flashlight, and as you trample through the woods, your flashlight dim out, but you'd spin around and you'd see the Slender Man. He was a tall, lanky dude in a suit, all kind of white faced. It actually inspired a murder, I believe. Some kids, they blamed it on the Slender Man or whatever, or the why they murdered.
Really?
But they're coming to make it a movie. All right, let's do the monster of the week. Oh, this is actually from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. This monster is a cross between a man, a goat, and a sheep, and bizarrely named the Pope Lick Monster.
The Pope Lick?
Have we talked about this?
Sounds familiar.
No,
I don't know if we've talked about it, though. Who knows
All
at
right.
this point?
Well, this particular incident, what happened is these tourists, they were like-minded, heard about this thing, and what it does is actually it lures people trespassing, like on a specific area, and lures them to their doom, usually on the train tracks, right? So basically what, layman's little cut of it, you'd be walking through the woods, this thing would like hypnotize you, and then you'd wake up and you'd be on the tracks and get hit by the train, right?
That's like a siren song to the railroad industry.
2 years prior to this incident I'm about to explain, there was an incident where somebody was getting their high school portraits done there and almost died in the same similar way. This couple.
Hello?
Oh no. I was sorry. I was just reading a little bit.
Later.
No, these couple were actually coming from the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, and they decided to check this out, I guess, and beforehand. And they say in the story, it says it kind of remains a little bit unclear, but at the end, a couple were stranded in the middle of the train trestles as a speeding train came towards them. Her boyfriend got out of it, and she was actually killed by the train.
Thanks.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, the myth actually holds true to that story, unfortunately.
Huh.
But yeah, that's the Pope Lick Monster.
Pope Lick Monster. That's intriguing. It is a siren.
Yeah, pretty much like a goat sheep man.
Goat. Sheep.
Yeah, watch out for that thing.
It is bad. That was creepy with the echo. All right, let's try to get our guest on board here. So tonight's guest is a beloved icon in the horror field, among other genres, actually. His IMDb page takes about 6 years to scroll down. I found that out. He's an actor, a stunt double, an author, and an overall badass human being. Kane Hodder, welcome to the Space Pod. So glad to have you with us tonight.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be on with you. I've heard about you guys, so I wanted to do it.
Well, we are thrilled to have you here. And first of all, while looking through your insane filmography, one film immediately jumped out at me that was a huge part of my childhood, and that is Hard Bodies. You did stunt work on Hard Bodies?
I played a character in the movie, and it's funny, somebody just showed me a picture of me from that movie, and they have it as their screensaver on their phone. and people when they look at the movie don't even realize it's me. I played what was called Older Geek. I was one of the geeks that harassed all the women. We had a dog that would steal the women's tops at the beach, and I chased the hero. We did a big jet ski chase, and that was me. I mean, if you look at how ridiculous I look, you'd never know it was me. But
I'm dying to go back and look at that. I've got it on VHS. I love that movie. I love those titty flicks of the 80s. I feel like they never really improved the titty flick, in my opinion, above what they were cranking out in the 80s.
That's true.
I mean, those things gave...
That was really a good one.
that was good. It's hilarious.
They were so... Yeah, they knew that the term was going to become iconic, hard bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were shooting the movie, it was called Beach. They didn't even put anything hard bodies on there because they knew it was a word that would become iconic, and sure enough, it has.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's funny because one of my earlier memories of awkward embarrassment, even though I don't know what was going on, I was super young, and my dad had rented that from we lived in a very small town where there was one store, and that was the only place you could rent movies, and my dad had rented hard bodies, and he sent me back into the store as probably a 7-year-old to return it. And I remember, it's like, I don't know what the hell this is. I found out later. But I returned it, and the lady, the clerk, was like looking at me funny. And I went back out to the car, and I was like, what was that movie you had me turn back? And he was like, it was an exercise movie. Why? I said, well, the clerk looked at me awfully funny, and it was an awkward moment. But it wasn't until years later that I actually saw it on, late at night on Skinamax or something. And it was a good education for a young roaster.
And just look how ridiculous I look.
I can't wait to look at that.
I walk and everything. I went all in on that character.
I can't wait to see that again. Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to get into Friday the 13th, among many other things, in a bit. But you were in The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Yes, I did a couple episodes with Bruce, Stunt things, but I did.
It's a tragically short-lived TV show with Bruce Campbell. I'm sure a lot of people aren't familiar with it. Is this where you first met Bruce, or had you worked with him before?
No, I hadn't worked with him, but we had met at, autograph shows in the past before that. And then it was just fun working on that show because it was at Warner Brothers, and that's kind of where I started out as a stuntman back in 1977. My first jobs were TV shows out of Warner Brothers. So it was kind of cool. I used to work on Dukes of Hazzard and Enos. They were both out of Warner Brothers. I also used to work on the Incredible Hulk with Lou, and which is kind of fun that now he and I do conventions together sometimes. So.
Sure.
That is cool.
Well, somewhere I read that Bruce Campbell was trying to put together a sort of horror version of The Expendables, and that you were maybe going to be a part of it. Is this a real thing? Tell me this is a real thing.
Well, he is serious about doing it, yes. And I hope he does, because I think that would be amazing. I just completed a film called Death House that had a lot of horror people in it, but you can't really say it's the horror version of The Expendables because so many of the horror people just are cameos. I think the Expendables type story needs to be all of us throughout the movie. And I think that's what Bruce wants to do, and I hope he does.
It would be fucking brilliant. Now, obviously, a lot of people thinking about that, well, they may be thinking, this could be Ash versus Jason versus Freddy versus Michael Myers. And that's easy to conceive of, something brilliant like that. But then, of course, you've got all these conflicting studios that may or may not want their properties intermingling. This is what kept Freddy versus Jason from getting made for so long, which, maybe we'll talk about Freddy versus Jason later. Maybe we're not. Well, I'll leave that up to you. We can pretend that never existed.
I mean,
but,
but you're, when it was, two different companies, they could never get finally owned both characters. That's the only way the Freddy versus Jason happened. And, I've talked about it before, but I thought I was doing the movie. I had a lunch meeting with an executive from New Line. She gave me the script and said, we're finally doing this movie. And I thought, great, I guess I'm set. And then, in the months that followed that, they hired a director and everything changed, and I was out and never given a reason why. So it's always been kind of a sore spot for me, because at least tell me why you're doing this.
Sure.
Because I know it's not because I asked for too much money, because I'm not that stupid. I love playing the character, and I'm not going to give you an easy reason to replace it.
Right.
Yeah.
And valuable now. I need $1 million for this movie. I never did that. I just loved playing the character. So that wasn't the reason. So tell me why, and they never did. I still, to this day, never got a reasonable reason why I was replaced. So,
which is odd, because at this point you had really become popular as Jason. Now you came on board as the Jason Voorhees in Part 7, aptly titled The New Blood. Now at this point, Jason was on T-shirts, there were action figures, there were Halloween masks, collectible machetes with hockey mask images on it. Jason had become one of the most recognizable characters in film history, and this is what you were walking into. So I want to know, going into that role, was it sort of a surreal experience to step inside such an iconic role, or was it just kind of business as usual? Let's just, treat it like any other role?
It wasn't. No, not at all. I mean, when I first was told by John Buechler that he thought I should play Jason, I was like, wow. I mean, just the thought of it was incredible, because I had watched every movie previous.
Yeah.
I was a big Jason fan, a big horror fan. I thought Jason was cool as hell. Now, just put yourself in my position. Now, something you've watched for 8 years, 6 different films over the course of 8 years, and you've loved the character. Now, suddenly, you possibly might be playing that character. It was absolutely surreal.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. And then when it became actually a reality that I was going to play the character and I had been selected and everything, I wanted to do everything I could to honor the character, because a lot of people, I think it's easy to play a character like that, and it really isn't. It's much harder than you think, because you have to do everything with the way you move, and you have to look threatening without your face or your voice, and very hard to do. So that what my opinion is, most people try too hard, and then it looks forced, and then it doesn't look natural, and it doesn't look believable. So there's a fine line you have to walk, where you're being over the top in a way, but it has to look realistic. And you can't be thinking that's this guy in a mask trying to be scary. You have to forget about that. And so I did so many different things in rehearsing before we ever started shooting, to see what I could add to the character, and the breathing thing was the main thing I came up with, the kind of the heaving chest. When I would look at myself in the mirror in the full makeup and stare at myself, I'd say, ooh, that looks scary, but when I do this and breathe, it's, oh shit, that looks terrifying now.
Yeah.
But that looks like he's about to do something. And that's the whole point. I wanted to do whatever I could to do the character justice, and maybe add to it if I could.
Sure.
And so it was like, sometimes I still can't believe that I played that character.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was known around the world.
And you were the only actor to play Jason so many times, 4 times in the films. And I remember growing up and hearing...
to do it even a second time.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Nobody else
no one had even done it twice. And I remember growing up, I grew up in a weird, small little church community, and I remember hearing church house legends like, well, they have to get a different actor each time, otherwise the guy would go crazy from all that whacking around. And, I bought it as a kid, but when I got older, I was like, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't ring true. But you are doing some pretty gnarly stuff. Does this stuff ever get to you at all, or is it all just, no, this is what I do, and it's just all good and fun?
Yeah,
some dark shit.
It really, yeah, there is, and some of it was my input as well. On some of the kills, I will, in the past, in different movies, I'd add my little flavor to it to make it even more brutal. So, but you know what? It never followed me. It never made me feel like, God, I'm so good at this. I must be actually crazy or something.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. I think my past being bullied when I was young and going through the burn injury and stuff. I have a lot of rage in my past to draw from.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that makes it come across on film a little easier.
Sure. We're going to talk about the burn incident in a little bit here. I want to know, do you have, you must get asked this all the time, do you have a favorite Jason kill scene, deleted or otherwise? Because I know that some of these were so harsh, especially in that first one that you jumped on board, Part 7. I've heard the stories about the MPAA making cut after cut after cut. Man. You guys went back and forth. It was kind of ridiculous, actually.
They completely eviscerated all the violence from that film.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was just ridiculous to see how we actually shot it and then what they allowed to remain in the film. It was so frustrating, especially it had to be for Buechler because it was his makeup effects company doing all the amazing effects. And it was so terribly cut down that it really impacted the movie. Fans still like the movie, but I wish they had been able to see it in its true form.
Right.
But that being said, that movie still has my all-time favorite Jason kill. Because I've killed on film, I believe we have, somebody totaled it up like 140 people I have murdered on film.
Holy crap.
Well done, my friend.
That is more than any actor in history is what our conclusion is.
Yeah.
Because most actors once in a while play a nice guy.
Sure.
Not a serial killer with multiple murders.
Right.
But my favorite Jason kill, and this was my favorite all-time kill for a lot of years, is the sleeping bag.
Yes.
In Part 7. Because
that's beautiful.
It's a brutal murder with something that's not a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even that one was cut down by the MPAA.
Oh, bummer.
I slammed that sleeping bag against a tree like 5 times.
Yeah, you can find the cut footage out there on I've seen it on YouTube, and maybe it's on some of these DVDs and Blu-ray, but you are going apeshit on that thing, and that does not look light.
No, it was like 90 pounds. I was pissed off because I was having a hard time wielding it with enough power that I thought it needed to be. So I was getting pissed off and frustrated and probably even hitting it harder because of that. But ultimately, I think having it just one slam against the tree was actually more powerful.
I hate to say it, but I agree 100% on that one. On that one.
Yeah, just on that one.
It's funnier. It's actually funnier. It's like
boom, and it's done. Yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
But now that is my favorite Jason kill. But I did one kill as Victor Crowley in the first Hatchet film.
Oh, I hope I know. I hope
now. No, I'm sure you know. Now my all-time favorite kill of anything that I've done, and that's grabbing the woman and ripping her head apart by her jaw.
It's so satisfying. It's like King Kong to the T-Rex. Yeah. It's the exact same move, and it is so satisfying.
Exactly, and it's the editing in that. You can't see where the edit is to where I stopped with the woman and started with the prosthetic head.
Yeah.
The edit is so cleverly hidden that you don't see it. So it makes it even more powerful. And I mean, I love any of the kills I do, but those are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, well, we're going to get more in depth with Hatchet in a little bit. I want to keep with Friday the 13th a little bit more, but I think another one of my favorite Jason kills has got to be the cryogenic head smash in the unforgettable Jason X. I mean, and that movie is great because you not only have Jason in space, it's Jason in space in the future. You know, the Friday the 13th, they were classically pretty simple stories. Jason X, there's a lot of shit going on there. And they even kind of do a little homage to the sleeping bag kill scene in that at the end of the little hologram scene or whatever.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I was beating one person with another one in the sleeping bag, and then it was my little ad-lib to do one last shot against the tree for old times. But you're right. I mean, when they told me they were doing Jason X, and I said, great. And they said, it's going to be in space. And I laughed and said, yeah, that's great. What is it really? Really? It's going to be in space, I was a little concerned. But then I thought, okay, well, the setting is going to be different. But if I make Jason consistent, then I think it'll be okay. And that's what my big what I strove to do was to make Jason the same as he always been, regardless of the setting.
Yeah. Well, when you stepped into the role, I think a lot of horror aficionados agree that this is when Jason really became a badass. And you hear all over the place that you are the definitive Jason. I mean, you have to hear that all the time. That's got to be a pretty amazing feeling, going back to somebody who was just blown away that they got the opportunity to step into this iconic role. Now you are being considered the definitive Jason.
Well, I mean, of course, yeah. I feel very honored when people say that. And I feel like my hard work, paid off then. Mm-hmm. And I've enjoyed a couple other guys' performances as the character. I thought CJ did a good job in part 6. Ed White did a good job in part 4. And, so I may have even taken certain things they did in developing my version. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just I was fortunate in that when Part 7 came around, the script was written with so many stunts for Jason because Tina had the telekinetic powers and made things happen to Jason. Mm-hmm. So now Jason was getting his ass beat a little bit. So the person playing the character now needed to be a stunt person, where in the past it had been sometimes, but then it had been an actor sometimes. But with this movie, it had to be a stunt person. So they knew that CJ, as good as he did in Part 6, he was not qualified to do some of the stunts that needed to be done. So, it gave me maybe a little edge, or at least a stunt person the edge to play the character. And I think that helped me get it, because I had just done a movie with Buechler for Rennie Harlan up in Wyoming called Prison, with Viggo Mortensen and Lane Smith. Great cast.
Yeah.
And I did all the stunts in the movie myself and was the stunt coordinator, and I did a full body makeup for Buechler at the end. So that was 1987. 88, Buechler gets hired to direct Part 7 and says, I want Kane to do it. So he's the reason I was given the opportunity, and I like to think that maybe the performance was why I kept getting asked back after that. But
it absolutely.
Big thank you to Buechler.
Sure. Well, I'm certain that your performance started to inform creating that character henceforth, because you started to see Jason acting in ways that you hadn't necessarily seen. And I thought it was an interesting way that sort of you start to see a little bit of humanity in him that you never saw before. And I like a little humanity in my monsters. I mean, one silly representation of that is when in Jason Takes Manhattan, cruising down the street, and you kick over the punk's boombox. That's fucking hilarious. And he just keeps on walking. Of course, then they yell at him and he has to turn around. But I love that. It's just like, get the fuck out of here with this. He just keeps on strutting.
Yeah,
no reason for Jason Voorhees to do that except fuck you.
And of course, there's a couple little stories about that. First of all, that scene was shot in Times Square.
Yeah.
On a Friday night at 10 o'clock at night in Times Square in New York. So you can imagine how many people were watching. The NYPD had barricades everywhere holding people back so that Times Square didn't look ridiculous with people watching. And doing that scene was so incredibly amazing, because I felt like the biggest rock star in the world, because I was standing in the middle of Times Square, hundreds of people watching us film, and all I had to do was turn towards a certain part of Times Square, and those people would go apeshit screaming, in between takes. I never took the hockey mask off the whole night because I didn't want to ruin the illusion. And when I did that boombox take the first time, of course, I whenever I have the hockey mask on, it's quite tunnel vision. You don't have a lot of peripheral vision at all. And I always thought it weakened Jason to look down where he's walking. So I would keep my look straight ahead, and sometimes pay the price for that, because like when the first time I kicked that boom box, I didn't know where it went, and I stepped on it and went on my ass.
Well, yeah.
Because I wasn't looking where it went. I just wanted to.
That's got to be a hell of an outtake to see, by the way. Seeing Jason just bite it.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it. I wish somebody could tell me they had it, but there's a lot of times where I thought Jason would never look down to see where he's walking, like on the ship, coming down those stairs. There's those stairs, and those steel stairs in the ship are almost straight down. I had to walk down those and just look straight out as I'm walking. So it's a lot trickier than it is. So there's bound to be some good outtakes too.
Yeah, sure. Well, earlier we mentioned iconic team-ups, and you have just teamed up with Bill Moseley in a brand new movie called Smothered. Tell us about this flick.
Yeah, it's so funny because how things come full circle. As I said, I used to work on Dukes of Hazzard as one of the what I would call second-string stunt guys. I wouldn't get the prime stunt jobs each episode, but I'd get some of the smaller ones, which was great. I loved it. But I used to work with John Snyder, of course, on that show. So now he gets in touch with me, says he wrote a script that's called Smothered, and it's kind of a horror comedy where I would play myself. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. And he said he was going to direct it. And I thought, that would be amazing, because we used to work together in the early 80s. Now he's directing me in a film where I'm playing myself. That's pretty cool.
You're being directed by a Duke boy, of all things. That is pretty awesome.
Exactly. Bo Duke himself. and I have to say that he is one of the guys that, when I was a complete unknown, barely working stunt guy, I would see how he treated fans on the set. If we were shooting, I used to go over to he had a place in Burbank where he stored some exotic cars. People would find the place, surprise him. He was always incredible with the fans. And he, when he was Bo Duke, he was the shit back then.
Oh yeah.
And when I would see how he acted with fans, even when it was inconvenient times, he was still very gracious. And it's because of people like him that I thought, when I got to that position, you know what? That's the kind of quote-unquote celebrity that I want to be. Somebody that appreciates the fans and is good to them. So he had a big influence on me in that way before he even knew it. But anyway, Smothered is a fun comedy horror film, but it's still about a serial killer. But there's some good comedic elements. I associate produced with John because I brought in Don Shanks, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 5, I believe, and R.A. Mihailoff, who played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So I helped bring some of the cast in, and I think it made for a really good dynamic because we've all known each other for years on the convention circuit.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool. Well, you've got another new film, as you mentioned earlier, called Death House. This was written by the original Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. I know. I wish he was still around when we shot it. It would have been great.
Yeah.
He told me about this years ago, and I said, if you ever get it made, I'm in. And so, Bill Moseley, he and I have done quite a few films together now, but it's a story about a kind of a haunted prison, and we shot it northeast of Philly, and it's really an interesting story. And my character is much more complex than you would expect, as the guy who's the leader of the prison inmate population. But I worked with the director Harrison in developing the character to make him more multifaceted than you would expect.
Right.
From a prison inmate. So, and I've been getting texts from him all along, and he says the film looks great. He's just got the first cut done, and the DP, and I wish I could think of his name, but I'm not going to be able to. But you could probably research that on IMDb. But the DP was phenomenal. He made things look so amazing within that prison, just the way he lit things and shot things, and this guy's going to be huge.
I can't wait to see both of those new movies. I want to talk about some of your non-film related interests in a minute, but we can't move on without talking about Hatchet. I mean, you got Kane, of course, but you also got Tony Candyman Todd and Robert Freddie England, no less. Tell us about how this project came to you. It seems like Victor Crowley is a fun little demented role to play, and holy shit, are there some kill scenes in these movies.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Adam Green tells a story that he waited in line for a couple hours once when he was a kid to meet me at a place called Spooky World, which was outside of Boston. It was quite a ways outside of Boston. It was in Berlin, Mass. And I used to go there every October to do autographs for the month. And because it was a great haunted attraction and everything. And Adam once stood in line. He tells the story for a couple hours. And then right when he was getting up to my table, they ended the night and took me away, which I still dispute that, because I find it hard to believe that I would let somebody take me away from a table where there's still people waiting in line for me.
Right.
But that's his side of it that he says definitely happened. I don't know, maybe they took me away to do something else or something, but I would never leave if people were there. But he was so devastated that he didn't get to meet me. He said, one day I'm going to do a movie with that guy. And I'm sure his dad at the time said, okay, sure you are, son. And sure enough,
start by mowing the lawn.
He writes a movie called Hatchet, and contacts me and says he wants me to play the main character who's the killer. And I'm like, you know, and he asked if we could have a meeting, and I said, sure. You know, I'm not thinking too much about it and not having too many high hopes about it. But once I had the meeting with him, I thought, wait a second, this guy is different. I've had meetings like this before where somebody has all the best intentions, but it never happens.
Right.
But I left the meeting with him thinking, wait, this is something different about this guy. And sure enough, he pulls it together. We shoot the first movie, and you know, the rest is history. We did 2 more after that.
That's
a character I love playing, and you know, similar to Jason in that he never really speaks, but at least I can do some facial expressions with that makeup on. Still a big makeup, but and Adam Green is the only guy that I've ever been able to read a written kill and say, wow, I don't have to add anything to that, which is rare.
Unbelievable, the inventive kills in these movies. Yeah, but and the other thing is the feel of it is such a perfect throwback without being overly homage-y. You know, sometimes you can get that retro thing pushed too far. It's the perfect feeling of, well, this is a new, fresh movie, but it gives you all those feelings that sitting, going to the VHS rental store and going home and cuddling up to a gal and watching some of these great slasher films. It was the exact right notes, and it carried. I've watched all 3 of them, and I think it carries through all 3 of them. But if you have not seen these, I highly recommend them. You will know 10 minutes into the first one what I'm talking about in terms of just the vibe. Adam Green absolutely knows what he's doing. Now, you got to love the tagline to this movie. It's not a sequel. It's not a remake. It's not a Japanese film. Now, from what I've read, that's an exact quote that director Adam Green got from a studio exec as to why this film would never be made. So he turned it around and used it as a tagline. It's fucking brilliant.
That's amazing.
You know what I always loved about Adam's writing is that he is so genius at writing comedic stuff in a scary horror film that doesn't compromise the scary part of it.
Yeah.
You know, the interaction between the other characters, he makes so entertaining and so much fun and funny that, and then it doesn't take away from the scariness whenever I show up.
Yeah.
And I think that's really tough to do because, you know, it starts being hokey if you're not careful. But he just makes the character development so interesting that it makes it that much more fun to watch the film. Because some of the Friday movies, you were like, okay, let's go with the, you know, this character development stuff. Let's get to the next kill to get it exciting. But with the Hatchet movies, you're entertained in between the kills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which doesn't always happen.
Right. Well, we are a paranormal podcast most of the time, and you do have other interests besides harming your body for our entertainment. And one of those is ghosts.
And harming other bodies, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. You were part of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters group, which to me sounds like the great makings of a horror flick. But do you go out on investigations?
Oh, we do. Myself and my buddy Rick McCollum, he's another stuntman that I've worked with. We've done so many movies together since 1981. We met on a movie called Lone Wolf McQuade.
Classic.
With Chuck Norris. And we've been working together since. So once we realized that both of us had such an interest in the paranormal, we founded the group, Hollywood Ghost Hunters. And we thought, how interesting would it be to have a group of people that are interested in the paranormal, but their normal jobs are to make horror films, so that it's a complete different group of people investigating than you've ever seen before.
Right.
So, you know, that's what we decided to do. RA is in the group. You know, we have other actors, Adam Green, directors, makeup effects people. All the people in the group have something to do with horror films. And we investigate everywhere.
I kind of wish
We've
this
been
was a
to all
TV
the
show.
major places. I know. Well, oddly enough, we're talking to somebody about that right now.
Yay,
They'd be crazy to not pick it up. It's a great premise.
Yep, Rick and I just had a really productive meeting with some people that currently have paranormal shows on the air. So we are moving towards that. But, you know, it's just, we've been to any of the major places you can name. We've been there: South Pittsburgh Hospital, Waverly, Linda Vista. Rick and I actually are the only two people to ever do a paranormal investigation at Clive Barker's house.
Oh.
Because everybody for years have said that Clive's house is haunted.
Yeah.
So we were able to have the house to ourselves and do an investigation. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, some of the places we've been. Rick is right now, just left today to go to Scotland to do some investigating over there.
That'd be fun. Now, do you have any standout experiences, any major encounters on these investigations?
I don't. I have some strange things that have happened. Nothing. See, I classify myself, and this is my own term, as an open-minded skeptic.
Yeah.
So it needs to be really compelling evidence for me to get excited. If it's something that could be paranormal, but could also be explained scientifically, I don't get that excited about it.
Sure.
If there's a possibility that it happened because of something natural, then, you know, it's hard for me to get really high on it, because I feel that within the paranormal world, the power of suggestion is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with like EVPs and stuff. When somebody hears something on a recorder that sounds like a voice, and it sounds like nothing, but as soon as somebody said, God, it sounded like it said, get out or you'll die, now every time you listen to it with that suggestion planted, that's what it sounds like.
This is why I would make a terrible ghost hunter, because the second I heard anything, just being on a location that's known to have been haunted or whatever, hearing some of these, I mean, some of the most interesting parts of these ghost shows are hearing the history, the legends behind them, regardless of whether you find anything or not. But just being in those locations, the second I heard someone drop their microphone, I'd shit my pants and run away. I would be horrible as a ghost. That might make it its own.
You would be fun.
I could do a ghost show on Comedy Central.
Just take him out to Taco Bell beforehand. Make sure he's all ready to go.
Ghost shitters. Comedy Central. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like I said, I'm open-minded, but I think a lot of things are just odd, natural occurrences.
Yeah.
Everything that happens doesn't have to be paranormal. Otherwise, it sounds unbelievable. If there's so much stuff going on, then it makes me think that, come on, then none of it is then.
Right.
It can't be that widespread.
Sure.
But I'm open-minded enough to believe it could be there. So I'll keep investigating and, hopefully see something.
Yeah. Lyle, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say most things could be pretty easily debunked by certain things, like a door slamming. Well, you have two windows open upstairs, and a wind through,
if
the
you are
house.
coming at it from a skeptical point of view, yes, that's the key. If you just want everything to be spooky and magical, then that's where it gets a little silly. But I want to go back to the very beginning, though. When and how did you decide to even get into working in this insane field?
I went to the stunt show at Universal Studios. One in between semesters when I was majoring in geography in college, I went to Universal Studios and saw the Wild West stunt show and thought, that looks amazing. People get paid for doing that stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I do to entertain my friends.
Right.
Just crazy stuff. And so I looked into it and found there was a stunt school, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a semester off. I'm going to go to stunt school and see if it's something I like. And I went to it and fell in love with the idea and never looked back. I never went back to college. I decided to go wholeheartedly into stunts and took forever to get going, but, it just, the fact that I got burned my first year in the stunt business is not a great way to start.
Yeah.
I almost died as a result. And I got my Screen Actors Guild card in January and got burned in July.
Let's talk about the burning event, because oddly enough, that wasn't part of a film. That was just kind of an odd event. Let's go to that dark, fateful day, because this was an incident that really changed you and sculpted your life. So I want to be sure to get the details of this story.
It's I finally, when Louise wrote my book on that, I finally told the real story, because for years I was afraid to tell how it really happened, because I thought people would think, well, he's too stupid to be a stuntman. It wasn't on a film. I used to say for years that it was, but it was not. I was doing a newspaper article for the local paper talking about the fact that I had become a stuntman, and they wanted to do a story on the local kid who made good Hollywood. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a fire stunt to take some pictures to go along with the article, and because I had done that in the past after, stunt school, I had learned some things and learned how to do a fire stunt, I thought, and did it a few times, and it went well, so I thought I'd recreate it, and that day it didn't go well, and I got burned over 45% of my body, and was in the hospital 5.5 months, and then an outpatient for 6 months after that, and, took probably another year before I could get back to trying to do stunts, but eventually I did.
And there was a debacle with even getting back to being well. There is some... I wasn't clear on what was going on. Was it just a doctor just didn't know his shit? Or was he just negligent?
Yeah,
what was going on?
He was egotistical and thought he could heal anyone, even though I had severe burns and was not in a sterile environment, which is the main thing you have to have when you burn. you have to have a sterile environment. And I was in a county hospital with other patients in the room. So that's how sterile that was.
Wow.
And he tried for 4 months before he finally gave up on getting me healed. He finally he told my parents, well, it doesn't look like he's going to make it. So, and they're like, what? After 4 months? Now he's going to die? If you die as a result of burns, it's usually right away.
Right.
You don't survive for 4 months and then die. So he relented and sent me to a burn unit, and everything changed. They got me back on the right track, got me healed up, and, that's why we're doing this, Indiegogo thing. We're shooting a documentary now about my life, which is the visual version of the book, and we will be donating some of the money that's collected from the Indiegogo. If you go to KaneHodderMovie.com, that's where it is. And it's almost over, so if anybody feels the need, we're going to be able to donate some money to the burn unit that saved my life. And
nice.
We are going to be talking to the doctor who was in charge of my case.
Oh.
This is 1977. We're going to go up there with the documentary crew. He is now retired, of course, but he remembers my case and is going to talk on film about the whole thing. And I'm almost afraid to hear what he has to say.
I
really,
can fucking imagine what a powerful moment that's going to be. Holy shit!
Oh, unbelievable! And if people know about my story, when I was first burned, I went to a lady's house and waited for an ambulance and was never able to thank her, and now we have made contact with her for the documentary and everything else. So it's going to be amazing. And if people could just go to KaneHodderMovie.com, do whatever you can, the burn unit's going to appreciate it, and I think you'll be happy with the outcome of the documentary because we've been working on it for over a year now.
Yeah, you got like a little teaser up there, and everybody you would ever want sitting around and talking about Kane Hodder is present, right? It's like,
I know.
It's been done really well.
Yeah, it's everybody, all my friends in horror, all my old friends, a buddy of mine, Jack Coleman, who he and I used to be roommates when I was still trying to struggle to make a living doing stunts, and he was on a hit show at the time, and he and I became great friends, and it was good to hear his side of things and everything. We're still friends now, but it's just a little easier than it was back then. I used to do his fan mail to make extra money and stuff, so it's I think it's going to really be an interesting documentary.
Yeah. Well, there's always a silver lining if you are somebody with tenacity and somebody that refuses to just let a shitty situation remain a shitty situation. And you went on to do work with kids that have been badly burned, and that's a pretty great way to turn something awful into something positive. And I imagine that's been a healing process for you as well to do that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, of course. Anybody will tell you that is definitely the case, but what it was with me was when I was in the hospital recovering from the burns, and somebody would sit down like a doctor or a therapist or a therapist for mental issues, anything, and they tried to tell me what to expect in the future after I heal up from these burns. It's just one of those situations where I wouldn't listen to a word they're saying unless I could look at them and see burn scars. Because no matter how much you've worked with burns, you really have no idea what this feels like. And I saw how valuable it was when I was able to talk to somebody that had scars like mine, and then they would say, this is what to expect, and I would listen to every word because they know.
Right.
Now, if you're telling me what to expect and you've been through it, I'm going to listen. So the point being, as valuable as that was for me, I think I could help someone else.
Yeah.
If they can look at me and see, okay, I do know how you feel. I do know what you're going through. In fact, I know more than you know, because you're having proper care. So you're having it a lot easier than I did, but we won't go into that. But
you should tell him that. You should tell the kid that. You know what, kid? You call that a burn,
you
boy?
got it easy.
Take your shirt off. This is a fucking burn, you pussy. I'm Kane goddamn Hodder.
Yeah, so I just know how much it helped me. So I'm happy to, anytime I can go to a burn unit and talk to people, whether they know my movies or not, doesn't really matter.
Sure.
They can look at my scars and say, okay, at least I'm talking to somebody that knows what I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other medical situations where that's true, but boy, is it true with burns.
Yeah.
Not only went back to stunts, I went back to doing fire stunts. So that's how fucking stupid I am.
Well, that would have to be a therapeutic type of thing, I suppose. I mean, how long before you got back into fire after you were fully healed?
It was a few years.
Yeah.
But what happened was I started working with a stunt coordinator named B.J. Davis. And he always had the confidence in me to let me do some of the big gags every movie we did. And we did a movie called Avenging Force with Michael Dudikoff, and then we went later that year to Africa to do American Ninja 2 with him also.
Mm-hmm.
But Avenging Force came, we were on the set, and BJ came over and said, hey, there's, next week two people are going to do fire stunts where they're on fire. You want to do one with me? And he did it so offhandedly, instead of, approaching it with kid gloves. Well, you probably don't want to do this because you almost died doing it. And
it's like, hey, let's go jump in the fire.
But he did it in the exact way that I would prefer. And he just said, hey, we're doing 2 fire stunts. You want to do it with me? And I thought, you know what? I think I do. So we did.
Yeah. That's interesting. Oh, we got a little bit of an echo. Echo. Test.
Yeah.
Test.
I heard that.
Well, it's so funny how as soon as I address it, it goes away. You guys notice that? Like every time we get the echo, as soon as I point it out and say test, it goes away. This is the strangest phenomenon.
You are fucking haunted. I'm going to come investigate you.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Hopefully he'll
don't make it dirty, Chris. Well, we do have, we're running low on time, but I wanted to ask a couple of questions from one of our listeners, and I'll tell you why I picked her. She asked, this is Laura, and she asked a couple of good ones, but I'm going to cherry pick here. One of them is, she says, can you talk about the new Night of the Living Dead movie at all? I wasn't aware of anything about this.
It's still in the works and down the line type of thing. I don't think there's anything imminent with it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be talked about more than it's really ready to go. So not too much information about that yet.
Yeah. She also asks, character acting or stunts, which are more fun?
Wow. 10 years ago, I would have said, oh, that's easy, stunts, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I loved the challenge of the physical stuff. But I got to tell you that I feel just as challenged lately with the roles that I'm being offered with characters. And I love it. And the fact that most of the directors that want me to play a character for them will let me develop the character with them, so it becomes a tremendous amount of fun. And so I'd have to say it's equal now, and I never would have thought that. And maybe 10 years from now, I'll say I love character acting more than anything. But surprisingly, I love it more than I ever thought I would.
Sure. Well, that's the exciting
question. Never been asked that. I like that
Oh,
question.
nice.
Good job, Laura.
Well, it's interesting as time goes on how your tastes change and your ambitions change. It's exciting to know that I was listening to I don't remember what podcast, but it was an 83-year-old screenwriter who got into screenwriting at 72, been terribly successful.
Wow.
But he was a successful businessman. I think he owned a bunch of auto dealers or whatever. But it's just I love the idea. I mean, I'm 40. I've lived enough life to know how different life is looking back at 20, right? Your dreams, your ambitions,
Right.
what you want to, you just, everything about your lifestyle. That's one of my favorite things about life is that you never have to, I mean, it's the worst and best thing about life, right? It's always changing and you're always changing. Sometimes that's not pleasant, but it's also exciting because it's always new. So I like that answer. I like that it's kind of changed.
Before you ask Laura's last
interesting.
question, I just want to say I know Laura pretty well, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she suffered a terrible burn as a kid and actually volunteers at a burn camp every year and has been really prominent in raising money for that. It's a huge part of her life. And I'll let Ron ask the last question. But yeah, so she's a kindred spirit, and I think you two probably have some stories to share, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get in touch with her somehow.
Yeah,
if you could give my email or something.
Comic-Con.
You could make that happen.
My number.
Absolutely, she would love
I'd
that.
love to get involved with the camp if she's that involved in it.
Oh, we
'cause
can
I've
make
done
that happen.
several times. I don't,
Oh, that'd be great.
Where is the camp that she does?
It's in Washington State, and she was on the news just a couple of years ago because she raised enough. She helped raise funds to keep it open, basically. So she volunteers at it every year. She goes and helps. She herself was a kid that went to the camp. It's like a burn camp, is what she refers to it as. And
yeah,
so
I've been to a couple of them in the past.
I think she would be ecstatic to hear that, Kane.
Now here, since you guys know I'm coming to Seattle. This weekend, right? You know that?
Yep. Yeah, you're going to be at Crypticon. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
the details of that in a
please
minute.
come out and see us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe I hope she can get over there. Does she live anywhere in that area?
She does live in that area. We can probably try to make that happen. We should, if she.
Tell her I'll put her name on the list so she has to come by. It won't.
Okay.
It'll be a complimentary situation. You'll give me her last name.
I'm going to text her right now.
Well, the last statement she made, it wasn't a question. It was just praise for you helping out at the burn units. So she was basically just heaping on praise. And yes, as Chris mentioned, that sentiment is definitely coming from the heart. So I hope she can make it over to meet you. That would be awesome. And you are appearing
certainly hope so.
At Crypticon. This is at the SeaTac Hilton. Going to be a great show. Tony Todd will be there as well. Elvira, Lance Henriksen. It's a great lineup. Good stuff. Now, I've actually done Crypticon before, and it's one of my favorite cons ever. I love the people that run it. I love the venue. It's the perfect size. So are you going to be there all 3 days?
Yes, I will. I'm actually getting in on Wednesday because I wanted to do something else before the convention starts. So I get there Wednesday, and I'll be there till Monday. So.
Right.
And as far as her praising me for work I do with burn people, I would like to return the praise to her because she's far more involved than I am, and it's a difficult thing to do. So I admire her for her work with the burn camp.
That's so
nice.
Awesome.
She's going to love that. Where can people find you online, first of all?
There's several. There's KaneHodderKills.com that has a lot of merchandise. We got KaneHodderMovie.com for the Indiegogo. Those are the main places right now. And if people can, just to help with the documentary, I would certainly appreciate it. But please come out if you're in the Seattle area. Come out and say hey and. Let me choke you. You know that's joking.
Yeah, and we will put the link for the Indiegogo campaign on our website and the Facebook page for sure.
Okay.
So, Lyle, did you have a question?
Yeah, Facebook's nice.
I was kind of curious. I think you might have already described the worst injury you ever had as doing stunts. What was the most exciting, I guess, dangerous.
Boy, there's been a lot of them. I mean, we did a movie with Cindy Crawford called Fair Game in Miami, where four of us had to jump from a flying helicopter to the top of a moving train at night in the rain. So that was a little tricky. We had to do it 5 times. Stuff like that. I did quite a few good stunts on Days of Our Lives back in the day on the soap opera.
Sure.
I fell off a cliff. I hung from a helicopter. I flipped a car. All kinds of fun stuff. There's so many things over the years, and I have to, even though I almost lost my life getting burned, I have never broken a bone in my life.
Kudos to you.
And
That is unbelievable.
I played sports my whole life, 40 years of stunts almost, and never broken a bone. And I credit that probably to my mom, because when she was 80, she fell down a flight of brick stairs and didn't break a bone. So I think I have good genes.
There you go.
Most 80-year-olds would be powder after falling down a flight of a brick stairs. Holy shit, that is amazing.
Brick stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to let you get on out of here, but thank you so much for joining us, Kane. This has been a wonderful discussion, and seriously, folks, I mean, of all the things, a lot of these movies we talked about I had seen. When I knew you were coming up on this show, I really dove into the Hatchet films. For any horror fan that has not checked out the Hatchet films, for the love of God, do yourself a favor and go find those. They're excellent.
Really
unbelievable kill scenes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
All
Kane.
right, well, thanks for the interest, guys. I appreciate it. And please have Laura come out and say
We
hi.
will.
We will force her to come out and see you. She's going to be so happy to meet you.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds
Kane.
good. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
man.
Thanks, Kane.
Out
Fucking
there.
A. That was
Right?
so cool.
She's really going
She's
to
gonna love that.
Okay. Switch gears here. Echo. Let me mention the echo so to go away. Test. Stop it.
No.
It's not working this time.
I know when I said kudos to you, I heard an echo. I'm like,
Test. There it goes. Took some doing.
That's just fucking amazing, man, to be able to do that kind of stuff without not breaking.
Yeah. That was a great interview.
All right, we got 5 questions tonight for News Quiz.
Ooh, epic length.
And I did put a little post out. I gave a little free preview to anyone that follows our Facebook page. They could play along at home just like our Patreon subscribers could, because I wanted to see how fun that is. Got a lot of people that jumped in on that. We had 2 perfect scores from listeners at home. One was Cat Boob. Congratulations, Cat Boob, on perfect questions.
Well, you can't tell us now because somebody might cheat.
Can't tell you what.
You can't tell us who won now because I might just get on Facebook and look. And then just copy the answer.
Why would you do that
then
in the next 2 seconds?
See the answers anyway.
Don't
be a douchey. Stop being douchey.
Hey, I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying it could possibly be done.
The second perfect score was Jacques.
Jacques?
Congratulations, Jacques.
Okay.
Man, that echo is in full effect.
Test.
Wolf.
I think it's
Do you
gone
hear it?
again.
I don't hear it.
It's rock.
Now do you hear it?
We got 5
Yes,
questions.
sir.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
Yes, we hear it.
yes.
Oh, clever.
Now we're good.
All right. Don't forget, you guys have lifelines. Feel free to ask for them for any time there. Question 1.
Although it sounds like it sounds like this list is hard, right? All the feedback I saw earlier on Facebook was like, "Holy shit, I only got 1 right."
Yeah, some fucking retards out there. Period.
So I'm gonna go with the crowd.
Question 1. A mother and father were terrified after they found their SUV had been set on fire when something that belonged to their 2-year-old son malfunctioned inside the parked car. What item set the SUV ablaze? Now, nobody was in the car at the time. They literally saw smoke billowing from their car. Like, what the fuck? Was it A, the child's electric toothbrush?
I could see that.
B, his light-up sneakers?
Oh.
Hell.
Or C, his Hulk smash toy fists?
Oh, I could see. Boy, if the rest of the list is like this, that could be any of the 3.
What set the car on fire?
Okay.
Ron.
For some reason, shoes jumped into my head. I have no idea why. I don't think I saw the story, but I'm going to go with shoes, although electric toothbrush, that's a plug-in. Seems more likely to be something that plugs in. I'll go with electric shoes.
With the light-up sneakers.
Light-up sneakers, whatever.
Electric
shoe brush, huh?
I think I'm going to go with the shoes as well.
Go with the sneakers as well. Okay.
You say sneakers?
Lyle.
Wow.
Shifting into third gear here.
There was the echo. I'm going to go with the hoverboard, sir. No hoverboard.
There was no hoverboard.
Going with the snakes. I got to think of the family.
Game.
Wow, the echo.
Question 2. A congressional candidate from Virginia put up a Facebook post recently trying to prove a point featuring a screenshot of a website he was visiting. Unfortunately, he did not realize this was also visible to the viewers.
Oh, dear.
Was it A note with an unfinished speech where he had directly lifted lines from the popular TV show Game of Thrones?
That could happen to anybody.
B, additional web tabs that were open in his browser for various porno sites.
Yes. Had that problem. Although for me it wasn't porn sites, it was just other embarrassing searches.
Or was it C, his shared Google Calendar, which showed his wife had him penciled in for a 3 p.m. blowjob?
Penciled in? Really? You're married and you have to pencil it? We can't ink on that shit yet? Oh, that's kind of cute, though.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Ronster.
I got to go with C, just because it's cute.
The blowjob appointment.
Yeah.
Joe Mark.
That sounds like real life.
I'll go with the website tabs.
The porn. Tried and true. Lyle.
Jen is sure chatty back there today, isn't she?
Yes.
Who do you got visiting you, John Mark?
Sam Sahonis.
Sam.
Put him on.
He's eating dinner.
Hey, Sam.
Ooh, echo.
Tell him it's important.
Sam.
Sham.
All right, we can move on.
He can't hear you.
No,
Sam.
that's fair. Chris, you with us?
I'm with you guys.
All right,
I'm going to go with the porn, guys. Let's get going on here, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a first. Lyle's trying to speed up news quiz. Jesus Christ.
So we can get to the
Question
porn.
3. A new smart gadget may be hitting shelves soon, and some consumers are saying this Bluetooth-enabled item is going a bit too far. What Bluetooth device, smart gadget, may we see? May we soon be seeing? Is it A?
I can't edit that now. You know.
Right.
It was magical how you said that. All right, sorry. A.
Alan sells seashells at the seashore.
Is it A?
Fucking hell. Yeah, go ahead and mute loud.
Is it A? Smart?
Try now.
Is it A? I can't do this.
All right, just wait. It'll go away. There you go. It's gone. It's so fucking weird.
Is it A, smart disposable contact lenses that will notify the wearer when it's time to dispose of them?
Notify how?
Magic. B, smart underwear that detects when soil levels reaches unhealthy areas. It'll notify your smartphone and let you know it's time for a change of roux or maybe a flip inside out at the bare minimum.
That's fucking retarded. Your shorts are in dire need of changing, sir. Ding! You have reached maximum soilage. We do not recommend going any further with this particular pair.
Unsafe levels of soilage. Where's the C? Smart tampons, which will notify the user when it's time to change them.
Okay, now see that is smart because that shit can fucking that can kill you if you leave them in too long. Yeah, I'm going with C, 100%.
You're going with the tampons.
Yeah,
of course you would. John Mark.
Man, it's a toss-up between A and C. I'll go with A.
Really? You think we got nanotechnology that far, huh? When we have sensors on our eyes without bugging us? Huh? Possible?
I sure hope so.
Well, it could be in between the layers of...
Lyle, please go with the underwear.
Ding!
Ding!
I just got a text from my underwear.
Oh, fuck.
says
for fuck's
help.
sake. I'm going to go with my fucking lifeline, please.
Oh, good call.
All right, let's see. Question 3. Alarmingly, 56% of everyone went with smart tampons.
Oh, I'm going to go with the crowd.
You're going to go with the tampons,
I'm
too?
feeling better about it.
Okay, question 4. This major fast food chain is going to be given a huge remodel. The remodel is slated to include open kitchens, communal tables, and it will include design elements of reclaimed wood and beauty notes. Oh, and some of them are going to start selling booze. What fast food chain?
And beauty notes, okay.
What fast food chain are we talking about here? Is it A, Taco Bell? B,
That seems us.
Chipotle?
Chipotle. I've never eaten at
Or C,
Chipotle.
Burger King?
Oh, boy. I can see why people struggle with this fucking game. Tough. Well, I hate to go C back to back, but Burger King, more than any of those places, to me, seem to be interested in effort. In terms of marketing and weird shit.
And have it your way.
Okay.
You know what? Wow. Ghost. In the machine.
I don't hear any of the echo, so I don't know.
The echo. Okay, let it pass. So weird.
Like a
I don't
kidney
even
stone.
hear it.
Just let the storm go through you. I'm gonna. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go. Well, I don't like going
Taco
with C.
Bell, Chipotle, or Burger King?
I know nothing about Chipotle. I'm gonna go shot in the dark. B, Chipotle.
Chipotle. Okay. John Mark.
No, let's make it Taco Bell.
All right. Lily or Lyle, excuse me.
Ooh.
Hey, I've been pretty good. I've done.
We have.
pretty well.
It's been very hard.
Yeah.
I know. I'm actually in the same mindset of Ron when you did it. I was like, well, I know Taco Bell and I know Burger King, but I don't know Chipotle. So
We don't have Chipotle here in Washington State. At least not on this side of the mountains.
So you're going with Chipotle?
Yeah.
Okay. Last question here. In what appears to be another movie-making head-scratcher, this classic video game would be given the Hollywood treatment. What game from yesteryear is going to be made into a full major motion picture in 2017? Is it A, Pitfall?
Oh, please.
End of movie. Credits.
Is it B, Tetris?
Tetris the movie.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
that work?
genius. That's a genius criticism.
Or is it C, Bubble Bubble?
Oh yeah, you could turn You could turn the little. What are they, like little lizards or dragons? You turn them into the size of this Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Blowing bubbles of destruction. I saw Bubbles of Destruction open for Anthrax back in '87. Boy. Whew. Tetris. That's definitely you being a turd. I'm gonna go with, I guess, Pitfall. Pitfall you could turn into an Indiana Jones-esque adventure, hopping on alligator heads, picking up gold bar.
All right, Pitfall it is.
Dodging snakes.
John Mark.
I'm going to go with Tetris.
That was
Holy
what?
shit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I got a gut feeling that I've got everyone wrong, so I'm going to go with Bubble Bubble. Yeah.
All right.
Let's make it 100% wrong.
Let's go over the answers here. See how you fools did. Question 1. A mother and father were terrified after they found that their SUV had been set ablaze when something that their 2-year-old son left behind and it caught fire. It was indeed his light-up sneakers.
No shit,
Like,
yeah, son.
I mean, like, isn't that terrifying?
How
Jesus
the fuck
Christ.
isn't it? How the fuck can anything battery operated catch fire? That's some low ass
you've been seeing
voltage
all of
shit.
those vape
Yeah, that's
pens
what-
that just take off.
Oh, you're right.
Cell
You're right.
phones.
It's a lithium battery.
We had a phone almost catch fire today because the battery, I don't know, something was weird. It just like got screaming hot. And it's like,
hot.
take it apart, quick.
Fucking scary because I'm one of those dipshits that fall asleep with it like on my chest. I've seen the horror stories where they explode. Yeah.
You all got that correct for a point of pop.
All right. Really?
Question
We all
2,
got that? Huh.
You did. A congressional candidate from Virginia put up a Facebook post recently trying to prove a point, featuring a screenshot of a website. Unfortunately, he also included his browser tabs that were open additionally, which were several shades of porn.
Yeah.
Pretty fantastic. So, yeah.
That's pretty fucking awesome. Why didn't I go with that?
John, Mark, and Lau got that correct for a point of pop. Question 3. A new smart gadget may be hitting shelves soon, and some consumers are saying this Bluetooth-enabled item is going a bit too far. We were talking about smart tampons.
Yes. Thank God.
Yeah.
Toxic shock syndrome.
Thank God.
Ain't nothing to
Thank
fuck
God.
with.
Ron and Lyle got that correct. That makes Lyle so far, he's in the lead with 3 points.
I know.
Shit, he thought he got it all wrong.
Right.
No, he's doing well. Question. This major fast food chain is going to be given a huge remodel soon that include open kitchens, communal tables, design elements that have reclaimed wood and beauty notes, and some are even going to serve booze. We're talking about fucking Taco Bell, bitches.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, John Mark with a point there.
Beauty
John Mark
notes.
Beauty notes. Yeah.
You know what we need in here, folks? More beauty notes and more mahogany grain. It's fucking Taco Bell. Who are you catering to? That is idiotic.
I would eat there. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever, I'm sure I have in my entire life, but I almost never eat in any fast food place. That's what the drive-through fucking window is for. You don't eat in.
Sure.
I guess that's what they're trying to change, but why would you? You get the same amount of money, send them on their fucking way. Then they're not your problem anymore. It works.
Now they're serving booze though. Maybe they,
Are they serving? I missed that they're serving booze.
Yeah, some are going to start serving booze as well.
Taco Bell is going to serve booze.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's usually like the stop you go.
This may be the single most magical news of all time.
Yeah. Not all locations, but they're going to do it. Just like Starbucks is kind of doing that now too. You can get wine at some Starbucks. Oh, and lastly, question 5. In what appears to be another movie-making head-scratcher, this classic video game will be given the Hollywood treatment. We're talking about fucking Tetris. They're making a movie out of fucking Tetris, and I want to die on the inside because. John Mark got that correct. He's our winner with 4 points today. Well done, John Mark.
Thank you.
Tetris the
I
movie.
appreciate it.
I just got a text back from Laura. She says, "What, for reals? No joke? Are you joking? If you're joking, that's a mean joke. But for reals?"
No. John Mark, you want to mute these?
Oh, sorry.
Fucking mood
Yeah,
killer.
I hope she can go see.
What did she say? If you're gonna air it, what'd you say?
Well, I told her that Kane Hodder wants her to go to Crypticon and to meet her, and she said, "What, for reals? No joke? Are you kidding? If you're kidding, that's a mean joke. But for reals?"
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Anyways,
Hello?
so yep.
You?
Anyway,
That was funny.
Ronster, you okay, buddy?
Yeah. I thought, are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Were you not hearing me?
What did you say? Something? I don't know.
I said that's really nice.
That was weird.
And then
That was weird, you guys.
And then no one said anything. I said something, and then I'm gonna leave this shit in because I gotta hear this.
I
Shit
heard, I heard like these weird, like sort of like hang up noises, and I thought that somebody got lost.
Maybe something happened on your guys' end that didn't on mine. It just all of a sudden everyone stopped talking. I was waiting for Chris to continue with News Quiz.
Nope, that was it. John Mark is our winner with 4 out of 5.
No, I'm not all right. Okay, congratulations, John Mark.
Thank you.
Now I see why you were waiting for me. Well, a good solid list, Chris.
Thanks, Ron.
As per usual. All right. Well, anyway, let's get on out of here. I do want to thank our guest again, Kane motherfucking Hodder. We will post the links to the Indiegogo. And seriously, there's he didn't really talk about it too much. The clip that I saw, I mean, you got Bruce Campbell, you got Bill Moseley, you do have Robert Englund, you got all these great icons. I'm pretty sure you got the director of Hatched, Adam Green. Hatched. That's another movie altogether. Hatchet. Definitely check that out. I will post the links on the Facebook page and the spacepod.yuga.com, which will be dead very soon because we are starting an official Tales from the Spacepod.com website. But we won't delete it. It'll just sort of be a ghost of Christmas past to linger, because there's a lot of good shit on there, a lot of good discussions, a lot of cool photos, and all your old links. But there will be a bona fide website coming up, so we will not be plugging that one too much longer. Go ahead, Chris. You had something to say?
I was just going to say the old form will be like a junk satellite floating in space.
That's
still out there.
Just
Tune into it.
it won't even be pinging.
Won't even be pinging.
Oh, we got the echo back.
Yeah, go back.
Ghosts in the machine.
Slowly waiting for its orbit to decay.
As are we. Anywho, let's get on out of here. Ron at BourneFilms.com for a little while longer. TheSpacebud.yuka.com, and join us on Facebook, motherfuckers. Till next week, 9/11, bitches.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Good night.
We've got a nice fine program for you here tonight. Yes, sir.